It's going to be a big game. Like I said, it's the battle of who's the real owner of Amapiano. You know, I'm sorry guys, you guys know what the answer is to that. I know it's hard to believe, but Bafana are in the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. You could say against all odds, you could say it's something that's hard to fathom as a South African. We know Bafana is tied with losing or not making it out of the group stages, or generally relying on another team to beat another team in order for us to progress. You know, a lot of the time we progress via permutations, or, you know, a couple of things have to happen for us to make it smoothly. But for once, we actually did it very easily. We beat the number one team in Africa in Morocco, and now we went on to beat Cape Verde. They look more likely to score over us. But in all honesty, I think in terms of game management, it's something that we've really learned well in this AFCON in terms of managing the game. I think once 90 minutes hit, it looked like we were heading for penalties. And reading around on social medias and newspapers, apparently we practiced for set pieces like free kicks and also penalties as well. And I guess it paid dividends because it shows Ronwen Williams saved 4 penalties. I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper live at least save 4 penalties. And he just oozed class and he oozed confidence. I just wish he was a bit younger, you know, so that this could put him on the map and hopefully get a move overseas. 32 is not a bad age for a goalkeeper. Who knows? Maybe he could still do something in the higher leagues overseas. But he's a very quality goalkeeper. He's the captain, you know, he leads by example. And on top of that, his performances in this AFCON alone have been very, very great. And you could probably put that down to the back five being Sundowns, you know, that back five being people that they played with, people that they share the change room with every weekend. And it's paying dividends for South Africa. I know a lot of people are complaining as to why is our team half Mamelodi Sundowns and the rest is the rest of the PSL and overseas. But hey, if Spain did it in 2010 with Barcelona being basically that team, why not do it for us as well? If it's going to benefit the country, why not? I mean, Sundowns is a South African team after all. And I feel like at the end of the day, they have a duty to fund the country. You know, if they're doing well, why not put it into the team? And it's showing now. It's really showing where ever since they took out Sianda Kulu and put in Grant Kekana, for that back five that I'm talking about, we've been solid. We've kept 4 clean sheets. And on top of that, in all honesty, it hasn't looked like we're going to concede. It has to continue now going into the semi-finals with Nigeria, where they have an even better strike force with the teams that we faced in Morocco and Cape Verde. I am quite confident. In the past, we've seen where Bafana have had the odds stacked against them, and somehow they come with the result. In all honesty, before the AFCON, a lot of South Africans were already saying, not this again, Bafana, what's the point of supporting? Funny enough, Yaya Toure before the tournament said they're one of the favorites to win the tournament. And I remember on Twitter, everyone was laughing at him saying, what's Yaya Toure smoking? Who paid him? And now it's a different story. It seems like Yaya Toure has a bit of juju going on. You know, if you guys follow football, you know the whole thing with Man City winning the Champions League and what he said. And now we're seeing this. Bafana are doing crazy things. And it's not just Bafana. We look at AFCON as a whole this year, and there's been a lot of surprises. You know, you look at how far a lot of the smaller teams have gotten and how quickly the bigger teams have gotten knocked out. You know, you think of Ghana, you think of Egypt as well, Algeria, a lot of these countries we thought are going to go the distance. AFCON has been a joke topic. A lot of the times we see compilations of, you know, missed shots or people trying to do things and unfortunately not coming off. And it's been a total different story this time around. It's been only compilations of great goals, great skills. Sure, there's a couple of memes that you guys have seen that have been very funny. But in all honesty, this has probably been the best AFCON that we've seen. And it's that Patrice Motsepe, the president, did say it's going to be the best AFCON. I don't know if it's the bump up in the winnings being $7 million. It's a great motivator for anybody. So I'm sure the players are looking at that money and thinking, this is life-changing.
Hey, I'm rich.
I must say, Ivory Coast have hosted this tournament very well. Like I said in the past, we've been AFCON has been attributed to poor pitches, poor officiating, a lot of scandals, within teams, players not being paid. So a lot of that controversy has not come into this AFCON. So it's great. Like I say, probably a lot of players now are going to get an opportunity to further their careers at bigger clubs, bigger leagues, and we're going to see probably a better performance now from African countries when it comes to World Cups as well, because it goes back to football being now accessible for a lot of people. In the past, football wasn't accessible to the smaller countries, to the countries that don't have much funding, but now we're getting to the point where with technology and progression and things getting better worldwide, you can probably attribute it to countries that usually take African exports and use them for their own. A lot of them are playing now for Africa. Again, it goes back to what I've been saying for the last couple of videos. These last 6 months have been crazy for South Africa. Something's in the water. Something's in the water. In terms of sports and I guess also entertainment as well. This type of excitement takes me back to probably 2010. The World Cup was probably the last time where South Africa was so excited about the things we're doing in the world. A lot of the time, South Africa is associated with bad stuff. As an African and as somebody who's watched AFCON for a while now, these are very much exciting times. The guys at the top of CAF, I hope that they're seeing this and they're seeing the potential that we have to grow this tournament and bring it back to June. Why do we still have this thing in January, guys? Like, honestly, I still don't understand why AFCON plays in January, because it's part of the reason why a lot of the players, or let me say African players, don't get their moves overseas, because it's disruptive. Let's be honest. Imagine you halfway through a season and you're fighting for the title. Now look at Liverpool. They don't have Mohamed Salah, and he probably would have made a difference in that game against Arsenal. So it's a big risk for a lot of clubs, and that's why they probably don't end up going for these players. But it probably clashes with the European Championship. Probably won't get much viewership. So I guess in that regard, it's something that they have to think about. But yeah, man, I'm for the AFCON being in June. I remember there was a time where they moved it to June and then they moved it back. I don't know why. If you guys know, you'll let me know in the comments. But, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should AFCON be in June or should it be in January? Because I feel like it's very much disruptive and players probably get blocked in getting their big moves. So